All right, guys. How's it going? How's it going? It's been a while. We're going to do this big video here. Try to keep on track with what I'm doing. Everybody's been asking for this. I want to do a video on this because everybody's asked. I've helped so many people. Shout out to the people that have reached out to me. Everybody that's watched and subscribed to my channel within the last video. So I finally done it. I finally set up everything I need to make a video for this. Now I'm gonna have to record on my iPhone for a little bit of the video. So there is that part, but I'm gonna do my best, and hopefully, guys, people that are not haven't been able to get into Vast, I can show you exactly what to do, exactly what I do to set up machines. I'm not gonna show like super advanced stuff, but definitely want to help you guys get machines set up. So first thing we need to do is you need to get a USB stick. So once you have a USB stick and you have it plugged in, I think it can be anything really, like 8 gigs, 16 gigs, even like 4 gig probably could work for Ubuntu. And then we're going to download Balena Etcher or just use Balena Etcher. I think they have a program for that. So look up Balena Etcher. Um, Maybe I can put a link in the description for you guys for Balena Etcher. And then once we have Balena Etcher, you have your USB stick and plugged in. This is on your other computer, not your Vast machine, your main computer. Then we're going to search up for Ubuntu 2204. And last I knew I was using point 4, 2204.4, but for some reason I can't find that now. I don't know why. So we're going to use, and like this USB stick actually has 2204 installed into it, point 4. But we're going to use 2204.5 because Jammy Jellyfish is what everybody uses, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to click on this link. You're just going to search up on Google. You're going to search for Ubuntu 2204.4 or point 5, doesn't really matter. And then click on the Jammy Jellyfish. We're going to come down. We do not want desktop. I don't know how many times I've answered this question. Guys, don't use desktop. Don't use it. It doesn't work. You can't do it. You have to remove the desktop anyway. So like even if you install desktop, you still have to remove the fact that it's desktop. So don't use desktop. I don't know how many times I have to say this. People keep asking me. Don't use desktop. We have to use server. We're going to download the image from here. You're just going to click it. Now you guys can't see the window that's popped up, but a window will pop up. It'll say disk image file 2204.5. You're going to hit save, and you can see up here that it's downloading. So once it's downloaded, we're just going to wait a minute. And guys, I'm hoping to make this as simple as possible. I'm not going to go through every little thing, but I'm going to go through so much in this video. So yes, so now it's downloaded. It says it's 2 gigs, so probably shouldn't even use a 4 gig stick. But so now we're going to come back to Balena Etcher. I'm going to make this window a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. And so now you should be able to see it pretty good. And we're going to hit Flash from File. We're going to go to Ubuntu. You see here. In our downloads or whatever, wherever you saved it to. Our target is going to be our SanDisk's 30 gig that we have. We're going to select that and then make it real easy. We're going to hit Flash. And now you're going to get a Windows command prompt, like a window prompt that pops up. I don't know if you guys could see that or anything. And I'm getting a bunch of stuff that's popping up here on my screen, like File Explorer, please insert the disk. I don't know how well this is going to work. I did not format this drive. I did not fix this drive in any way. Like it already had 2204 on it. So I've noticed with USBs it can be a real pain in the ass, buggy mess. So hopefully everything works good here. If not, I will have to just kind of fix that after I do this light part of the video. But basically, guys, right now we're flashing, as you can see. Right now, I just want to show you guys exactly every step there is to setting this up. Okay, and so I'm gonna record on my iPhone the best that I can, and get you guys, and I'm gonna edit it all together and kind of put it together. It's not gonna be perfect, but I really want to show how to set these machines up because I feel like nobody on YouTube is making good guides to this and making it simple so people can understand it. So right now we're validating. This usually takes a minute or two. You know, it depends on the speed of your drive, the speed of your computer, you know, that kind of thing. So, yep, we're just finishing up now. And it's just I'm getting a bunch of pop-ups, which this may happen. Just ignore it. Like not pop-ups from like the internet, just like saying I need to format this and that, blah blah blah. So now we're Flash completed. I'm gonna try to close this stuff out, and it's gonna make a bunch of noise. Now we're Flash completed, and yes, I think we're gonna be good now. So from here, guys, I'm gonna take you over to my other computer and I'm going to record on my iPhone. I'm going to show you a couple BIOS settings. I'm going to show you a couple things that you should do. And if there's anybody else out there that's a little more experienced than I am watching this, um, that knows something that I don't know, don't feel wrong for commenting down below. Goodness gracious, I'm going to have a heart attack. So I really appreciate that. And okay, I'm going to head over to my computer and then we will get started over there.
Okay, guys, we're back over here on my other computer. Now you're gonna see my dog in the video and stuff like that. So, and I got this really weird setup. Please don't judge me. I tried to make this video for you guys. So here we go. So we're in the BIOS settings. First thing we're gonna want to do is disconnect the computer from internet. I've had a lot of problems with that. We're gonna connect it once we boot up. Okay. So don't connect to the internet. Maybe somebody else knows more than me, but for some reason I've had a lot of problems with connecting to the internet while doing the setup. So first things we're going to do before we even plug in our USB stick, we're going to come here. You can see this is just a crappy old computer I used to have. This used to be my old gaming computer. It has 16 gigs of RAM. Nothing special. This is nothing special. It's a very simple, shitty old gaming computer. So we're going to come here, and this is just to show you guys. So SMT mode, if you have this anymore nowadays, definitely enable this. It should be enabled by default, I feel like. And then you're going to want to do this XMP profile. Now, this is different on every motherboard, but if you guys know what XMP is, you always want to set your RAM to the speed that it's, if you have 100 megahertz, I don't know why you would, but let's say you had 3000, set it to 3000. If you have DDR5, set it to whatever it's rated at, 5800 or 6000, or I don't know what exactly you'd be rated at, but whatever your RAM is rated at, make sure that's set, which you probably already have done. Let me just go down here. I'm just going to go through and see if there's anything else I need to make sure you guys have. We're going to come over to advanced and SVM mode. I think that's supposed to be on because you kind of want virtualization on. So make sure that's probably on if you have that. This is stuff you probably don't need to have, like specifically. And so I know there's one setting we have to enable, and I forgot what it is now. This is fine. This doesn't matter. So I think we want to come down to UEFI configuration. And it looks like maybe this computer doesn't have the, we're looking for, just work with me, guys. I think above 4G encoding or decoding, usually this is actually very helpful if you have like a lot of RAM, I think. I think I had that issue before. CSM, I think CSM, give me 1 sec, okay, sorry, we're back again. So CSM actually needs to be disabled. That is an issue I think I've had in the past. So hopefully this doesn't mess this computer up. I don't know. I haven't used this computer in a while. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit save and continue, and I'm going to plug my drive in. So we're just going to plug our USB drive in here if it wants to plug in. Sorry, I'm trying to do this while recording. So now that we got that plugged in, now we can hit save changes and exit. I'm pretty sure CSM needs to be disabled. So now we're going to do this. And then I don't remember the boot menu key for this computer. I'm going to guess that it's F8 or F10. Okay, guys. Sorry, I recorded the video once. We need to do it again. So we're going to hit our boot menu key. I need to do this video again. So we're going to hit boot menu key, which is F11. We're going to come to I already installed Ubuntu, but it's not working because I did it wrong because things have been changed. So we are going to use UEFI on our USB. It's gonna come up with that. And then we're going to go Ubuntu server with the HW kernel. Make sure you do the kernel. If you don't, you'll have issues. So, yeah, on the last one, I didn't connect to the internet.
Hey guys, so this is just a little after video after I realized what I did wrong. And maybe I say this later in the video. I don't really remember. I'll see when I go over the rest of the footage. In this part that I show here, I actually installed to the wrong disk. And that's why it was taking a lot of time to install in the video. So yeah, I installed to my hard drive on accident in that computer. I completely forgot I had a hard drive. And so that's where I messed up. But I think if I remember correctly, the steps are the same. Just make sure you select your actual NVMe drive. So complete accident, guys. Please, please, please install it to your NVMe or SSD or whatever you're installing to. Do not install to your hard drive on accident like I did. But I thought I'd put this in the video real quick to kind of, you know, clarify all this before we continue. So, yeah, do not install to the wrong drive, guys. I did it. So, yeah, on to the rest of the video.
We want to connect to the internet. Make sure you are connected to the internet. Um, I don't know about Wi-Fi. That's something you'll have to figure out on your own. So you can see we're booting now. Definitely connect to the internet in some way first, because I realized that I don't know if it's the update they did for 0.5 or what it is, but for some reason we need it. So we're good now. We're back into our setup here. Okay, and now just follow what I do and kind of tag along. So we're gonna want English. I mean, if you want a different language, it's up to you. And then we're going to see here, now this is important. Do not update to the newest installer. You want to continue without updating. Okay, and then we're going to hit done. This is just for keyboard layout. And then same thing here. We're just doing Ubuntu server. We're not doing minimized or searching for drivers. Now this should show your IP, which, guys, careful. I don't want to show my IP too much, but that should show your network and everything when you're connected. And then you're going to come here, proxy. You're going to hit done unless you're using proxy. And then you're going to wait for this mirror address to be tested while it's connected to the internet. And, yep, so now we're good. We're all passed. We're going to hit done. And now what we're going to do is, and this is where I kept messing up because they changed it from before. So we're not going to set this up as LVM group. That's only if, like, you'll know if you need to use that, basically. So we're going to uncheck that. We're going to use our disk. You can select your disk you're going to use. That's my NVMe drive we're going to use. We're going to hit done. And then, interesting enough, I found here, this is how we're going to do this. So we're going to come up, as long as you have your drive here showing, okay? And we're going to come up to here. We're going to hit unmount, okay? We're going to come down to here. Oops. Let me go back. Sorry, I'm trying to record while doing this. We're going to go to the partition 2 needs to be formatted as ext. We're going to hit delete. We're going to delete that. Okay. We're going to hit free space, add GPT partition. If I can zoom in on that or get you to see it. It's really hard to see. It'll say add GPT partition. And then we're going to get to this box. Okay. You're going to type in 32G, not GB. Not fucking GB. We're going to type in 32G. I can't get it to show that, unfortunately. But it says 32G, okay? And then we're going to do extension 4 or ext4. And then mount point is / like you see here, okay? And then you're going to hit create, okay? So now we see this, okay? Now we're all good. We can hit done. And we're going to hit continue. And then you're going to do all your... Sorry, they're doing something outside, like fixing the road. So now you're going to pick your name, your username, your server's name, and your password. Okay, so I'm going to do that real quick. Let me put the phone down really quick. So and I'll just tell you, my name is going to be Machine1, just for, testing purposes. I'm going to name my server's name Machine1. My username is going to be Machine1. Just something simple to show you guys. Password's going to be machine, and confirm my password for machine. Okay, so it's going to look like this. It's hard to see. The phone won't really pick it up. There we go. And so now you guys can see that. And we're going to come back down to done. And then we're going to skip Ubuntu Pro. And we're going to install OpenSSH server. Make sure you do that. And we're going to come down here to done. And we're not going to install any of this stuff. Not unless you feel the need to. I wouldn't. We're going to install everything we need later on. Okay, we're going to hit done. And then, it's weird. We're just going to let it install. But it's weird, guys, because before you couldn't connect to the internet while doing this. Like, for some reason, I would get so many problems when I would connect to the internet first and have it connected to the internet. So I kind of stopped doing that. And now I think that they fixed 2204.4 to be 0.5. I think they've updated it and fixed that issue. So I'm hoping that everything goes smooth in this second video I'm recording, because the first one, unfortunately, just once I got into Ubuntu, it didn't want to connect to the internet. And so, like I said, this is kind of a thing where I haven't really set up one of these machines in a little while. And I've been just kind of helping people and trying to get their machines going. So I haven't really done this myself. And so, this is a good refresher for me. So we're just waiting. It's installing kernel right now. And we're just going to sit here and wait. I like to show everything in the video because, like, people will say, oh, well, you cut that out of the video. And so I'm going to try to show the whole video, and it might be a long YouTube video, but it's something where, oh, hey, my machine was doing the same thing, and, like, you can kind of follow along in this video, and I'm going to try to make it the best I can. And if you guys have any other questions, put them down in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe, though, please. I don't make any money off these videos. I've been helping people nonstop. Like, I don't get paid to help people, like, so, like, please at least subscribe to me, like the video, that kind of thing. It really helps me out. I'm hoping to hit 500 subscribers eventually, and hopefully make more YouTube videos that help people. But yeah, please subscribe if you can. So now we're just waiting. This usually takes a little bit, depends on the speed of your drive and stuff like that. So right now we're just kind of waiting, and hopefully it will be almost done. And okay, we're getting along there. Yeah, we're kind of coming along now. I just want to record the whole thing. I don't want to cut anything out of this, and keep it so people understand what's going on. Usually it doesn't take. I remember it used to never take this long, but that could be because of, like, not being connected to the internet, and it doesn't have to install as much stuff or something simple like that. You never know. Try not to mind the background noise. I think they're working on the road outside, so yeah, we should almost be at the reboot now screen. It's going to come up and it's going to say reboot now, and then we're going to hit that once that comes here. But yeah, I'm just recording this on my iPhone, so it's a little, it's not the perfect thing to be able to see from, but Okay, guys, funny story. Actually, right after I stopped the video, it finished. So we're gonna hit reboot now. It's gonna pop up and it's gonna say, hey, remove the installation media. So you can just wait for that to pop up, and it'll say, so you're gonna remove your USB stick, and then you're gonna hit enter on your keyboard. And now we're gonna boot up. So now we're just gonna let it boot. And we're basically almost done at this point on this computer, because we're going to be connecting through PuTTY. We're going to SSH into the machine through PuTTY, and then I'm just going to reach back over to you guys on my other computer. I just kind of want to show you guys the booting process, so that way you feel like it's the same on your computer when you go to do it. So we're just going to wait for the booting process to get done. It's going to reach the host network, and boom, you see that. And I already know what our IP address is. If you need to find your IP, it's pretty easy to look up how to find IP on Ubuntu server. So now we're going to wait for this to finish. It's probably going to install our SSH keys, which we just need to wait for it to finish out. And also, sometimes you have to hit enter on this when you reach, like, this part. And see, now we're at machine login. So I think now we're going to head over to the other computer. If there's another step, I will let you guys know in the next part of the video. So now we're basically we're connected to the internet. We're into Ubuntu. Now we need to start the steps. So I'm going to head over there, and I will see you guys in a few.
Okay, guys, it's the next day. Unfortunately, I finally figured out the issue. It took forever, thanks to the guys over at Vast. So the issue is that Jizzit's stuff is a little bit outdated, and the whole key thing that I put into the video is wrong. I I don't know why. Um, I'm not sure. But guys, you need to come to this page that says setup, and you need to, instead of running the wget in the beginning, you need to run this wget. Okay, and you need to copy and paste this because this has the right API key. So everything else I said before is completely wrong. We want to come to this page, get the wget command, and you can just copy and paste this in, and then your machine will show up like this. Okay. Once your machine's shown up like this and you have the ports done, you can see 102 ports, exactly how I said it. Or I meant to set like 101, but that's fine. 102 is fine. And then you can come to settings, and this is where you can list prices. And prices I can go over in another video, but that's basically the whole setup. I don't think I left anything out. I was struggling to get this to show up on Vast. The issue was and you can see here 16 CPUs, 16 gigs of RAM. This is nothing special of a system. And so that's it. You need to go to this setup page, scroll down. You're going to see install Vast.ai Manager software. I don't know if they changed this, but the Jizzits one just doesn't work. So you need to come here and just copy and paste this command. Um, so same thing. You'll still copy and paste this command, and then wait for the NVML error, then do the NVML fix, and then you'll come back and use this command again. And then after that, you can set your ports. So I wanted to touch base on that before I kind of finish out this video, and that's kind of where we're at. If I find any more information, I will add it, but um, yeah, accident. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I will see you in the next one. Alright, guys, so we're back, and now you're going to have to download a thing called PuTTY. As you can see here, this is PuTTY. Um, Make sure you have this downloaded. Sorry, I'm not sure if my mic's working like it should. So make sure you have PuTTY downloaded, and let's kind of go from there. So once you've figured out your IP, which I'm going to show in this video, I don't feel comfortable showing it, but I'm going to turn this machine immediately offline, so no big deal. Um, but let's go ahead and I have VastTools up next to me, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do. But you're going to want to PuTTY into this machine from another machine that you have, like a laptop or another computer. So download PuTTY. You can just search up PuTTY. I can put it in the description for you guys. And then we're going to do 10.0 to 0100. That's the IP to this machine. Now it's going to come up with this box, and let me add this box real quick. Window capture box, like this. It's going to come up like this, and so now we're going to log in with our information. So whatever you made your username, so remember we made mine machine1, and then our password was machine. And so now you can see we've logged into the machine itself. So once you've done that, now to figure out your IP address, you can do a couple things. You guys can look that up online. Like I forgot even how to show it, but it shows it like right here for me. It shows my IP, and hopefully I'm not showing too much on the internet, but you guys can look that up. How to show IP on Ubuntu. Like it's very easy, and you'll actually see it while your machine's booting up. It's so easy to find. So once you've got into the machine from PuTTY, so we're going to start kind of following this guide that I'll link in the description, thanks to, I think, Jizzits, or however you say his name. Thankfully, do not follow any other guide. I would always follow this guide personally. This is what everybody follows that I know of. So as you can see here, it says start with a clean install of Ubuntu 22.04 HWE kernel server. And if you watch my other video, you've seen this. And it says just add OpenSSH. So first thing we're going to do is sudo apt update. Sudo apt update. And I'm going to type these ones just because it's going to ask for our password again. So which is just machine. And we're just going to wait. Okay, we're done. So The copy and paste this stuff, you would right click on your, if you're on Windows, you'd right click and then you hit copy, and then you come over here and you can just right click. That's the beauty of this, and then just hit enter, and it's going to do a bunch of stuff, upgrading, and then we can just get ready to do the next one, and we can upgrade here. Um, and so as you can see, our machine is still in progress. We'll just wait. And so a lot of this is just a waiting game. It's really not hard. But I'm going to show you guys a couple things that get a little confusing towards the end. Um, so unfortunately, I can't help you guys too much with ports. That's something that you need to look up specifically for your router and your internet itself. So that's something you'll have to figure out. But I can show you how to set the ports on Vast or on the computer itself. So yeah, so we're just waiting at this point, and this takes a little bit sometimes. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not. When we get to installing Vast itself, it's pretty slow. It usually takes a while. I might just cut the video. So yeah, we're just gonna wait. And like I said, if you guys have any questions or any more information to add to this video when I put it up, maybe something that I forgot, please do, because I guarantee I'm gonna forget something. So that would be really helpful to everybody because I haven't seen a lot of stuff on Vast on YouTube. I mean, there is some, but it's old. So we're at 99%. And let's see. And I will link all this stuff in the description. The PuTTY, the VastTools, everything. I will try to link in the description for you guys so you have it. Um, Instead of just like searching the internet for it, because you never know, you get a virus or something. So we're still at 99% progress. Some of this stuff takes a little bit. And so here we're just going to scroll down and like, oops, sorry, oops. I got to click on PuTTY here. We're just going to scroll down and like, we're just going to hit OK, basically. Um, and then it's going to come back to here, and then we're going to do our dist upgrade. And looks like that went through good. And then we're going to do sudo apt update manager core, this command. And we just wait. Everything's done. So if you did not install HWE kernel, you can do the following. Um, Make sure you install it with HWE kernel. From there, we're going to sudo reboot. So we're going to let the machine reboot. It disconnected. And we're going to wait a few minutes. Um, and then we will continue. So let me exit out of that. Let me bring up PuTTY again. Whoa, what the heck? That was weird. There we go. So we're back on PuTTY. We're going to wait until that computer reboots. It doesn't usually take too long. A minute or two. And let's see if it rebooted. I think it did. So we're going to try to log in. And we're back in. So now from here, we are going to start installing the drivers. So we're going to do this command. And guys, there's a lot in this guide that you don't need to do. So keep that in mind. Try to follow what I'm doing, and try to relate it to your machine because a lot of this stuff people aren't worried about. Like if you read down a little farther, it says this is needed to remove X server and genome if you started with Ubuntu desktop. Don't start with desktop, please. Like don't make it harder on yourself. Um, if it's installed to an SSD, you need to uh, just like I don't know, that's something else. I don't have an SSD. There's a command that will create the XFS partition. Like you don't need to do none of that if you already did, like how we installed it correctly, like how we did it and how I showed you guys. So we're going to get ready to put the next command in. And then go ahead and hit enter. And then we will do a sudo apt update again. So sudo apt update. And we're good. So now we're going to search for available NVIDIA drivers. So best way to do this is sudo apt NVIDIA driver, copy the command. It's going to come up with drivers. And let me just expand this. Let me see if there's anything newer. So there is 570 now. So we're going to do NVIDIA driver 570. So like we can edit this. So let me just pull up like a Word document real quick and edit this. So instead of 560, you just put 570. And then you're just going to copy and paste the command. Make it easy. So it'll look like this, if you guys can see that. And so we're going to let 570 install for drivers. And then the next step is we're going to remove all these unintended upgrade packages so that the driver doesn't, so that the drivers do not upgrade when you have clients renting the machine. You don't want that. Um, they won't be happy, and neither will you be. So make sure you just do all these commands in the row, and in order. I don't know if they need to be in order, but make sure you do all these commands in order so that way you don't mess anything up. But you can see we're still installing our driver here. Did I make it so you guys can't see everything here? Is that what I did? Yes, I did. My bad here. Here, we'll move this over just a little bit. There we go. And so we're just waiting for graphics drivers to install. Setting up Vast, people that I've talked to recently, like they think it's so hard and they think it's super complicated, and it's really not. It really isn't. But when you have a lot of people come from GPU mining, and Hive OS is so easy. There's so many guides out there, and it's so easy to set up that people think that they can get into something like this, and they should be able to get into Vast, but it isn't that easy. And Vast requirements are a little higher than GPU mining. So, yeah, I don't know why the internet speed is being so slow for this. I have really fast internet. I don't know what's going on with this. So, I'm thinking about cutting the video and coming back. Because you can see here it says 10 minutes, and I don't know why the internet's being so slow, or just the computer itself is being slow. This is an old computer. Maybe that's why. So, I think I will cut the video here and then come back to you guys once this finishes. Okay, so I will be back. Okay, guys, so it finished. And so now we're going to come back to here and we're just going to start using our. It took quite a while, by the way. Oh, so I didn't mean to do that. Whoopsie daisy. I hit control. I'm so used to hitting control C and control. So, anyway, we're going to remove all of our packages. Well, that's weird. Why does it keep. There it goes. So, and then we're going to come over here. We're going to copy and paste this one. And then we're going to hit enter. Copy and paste this one. Hit enter. Copy and paste this one. Enter. And copy and paste this one. Oh, enter. So, now we've made it this far. So here's what we're going to do. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do remove the server. We're not going to do this. We already did that. We're not going to do this. We already did that. Okay? I don't think we need to do this. So, I don't think we need to do this. Oop. Yep, we don't need to do that. We do need to do sudo mount A. So we're going to do that, and we should be mounted. I think you can check that with this, and you can see I think we're mounted. I'm pretty sure. So now we want to do this cron tab one. Now sometimes this command doesn't work anymore for some reason. Okay, we need to root, so we need to do sudo su. So sudo su, and then we need to copy and paste, and then we should be good. And then we hit Control D, I think. Yep, Control D. And so now we've done this command. This command will enable persistence mode on reboot so that the GPUs can go idle power when not being used. So basically low power consumption when not being used, right? That's what we want. So now we're going to run the install command for Vast. Sudo apt install python 3 -y. And then we are going to do, so here's what we're going to do now. And this is going to be a little different. So this command here, let me pull up a text file. So that way I can show you guys what you're going to do. So let me put that on the window capture here. Notepad. And let's see if I can open this up some so you guys can see. Oh, I can't really. Okay. So I'm just going to stretch this across the screen. It's going to look weird. So here's what we have. We have this command, okay? This command, what we're going to do is it's going to say your key, okay? We're going to come to Vast like this. We're going to go to keys and API keys, okay? If you don't have one, you're going to click new. You're going to type a name like, I'm going to say test. And there's nothing else we need to put in here. Just read and write for all of them. Hit save. And then you need to come over here and make sure you hit copy API key on the one you want. And then you are going to copy and paste this key where it says your key. Make sure you delete that. And we're going to file save this text file. And we're going to just copy and paste this into our PuTTY. So let me pull this away now. And now we're going to start installing Vast, as you can see. And from there, we're going to wait. And hopefully everything goes like it's supposed to. Sometimes you have issues, sometimes you don't. It's kind of the luck of the draw. You know, it just kind of is. So we're going to wait. This is going to take quite a while. So I might just come back once again once this is done, because this does take a while. So I think we're just going to hop back over when this is done, and we'll see you guys then. Okay, so we're back, and here's what happened. So you need to run that command, and for some reason I've had problems with this in the past, and I forgot to say this before I cut the video. Um, you need to run this command first with your key, then you're going to get the NVML error. Okay, it's going to happen. You're probably going to get it like 99% of the time. Okay, and then you need to scroll down, and you're going to see if you get NVML error, then run this. So you need to run that first, and then you're going to run these commands. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste, and then we're good there. We're going to hit Python fix. We're going to copy and paste the Python fix, and we're going to hit enter. No update needed. It's going to find some stuff, and then we're going to sudo reboot. So machine's going to close out. We're going to wait for it to reboot real quick, and then we're going to run this command again. Okay, so we're going to pull up PuTTY again, and yes, you're going to be in and out of PuTTY a lot, doing these little reboots like this. But yeah, and then there's some other stuff here, and I don't really know too much about like the whole VMs and stuff like that that people run on these machines. But if you are planning on to support VMs on your machine, There is a little Vast guide you can read, and there's some commands that you can do on there. I think IOMMU needs to be on, so you'll have to enable that and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think you need to do the update grub for us. And so we should be able to connect back to the machine if it's booted. Let's see if it's booted. And it looks like it is. We're going to do machine 1, and machine is our password. And now we're just going to run our command again. The one that we made with our key, with our API key, and then it's going to ask for your password again. And so now we're going to wait again, and it's going to take a little bit. So I will be right back. So we are back, and this isn't much after. To be honest, this is like 30 seconds. So you can see we found one NV GPUs. We are running the Vast.ai daemon, and we're just waiting for it to start. It's running, and yeah, we should see it finish up here in a second. And so now, the last thing we have to do is the ports. Okay, ports is something you guys are going to have to figure out for your own router and your own internet. But for me, I have Xfinity. So Xfinity, if you have Xfinity like I do, um, they have a pretty simple thing. You're going to have a mobile app. We're actually going to do it right now. I'm not going to show you guys this because this is something for you guys to kind of figure out for your own internet. But for Xfinity, I'll just walk you through it real quick. So for Xfinity, I'm going to go to my Xfinity mobile app on my phone. I don't know how to do this outside of it because they're kind of goofy. We're going to go to my Wi-Fi. I think we click on View Wi-Fi Equipment and then Advanced Settings. And then you're going to go to Port Forwarding for me. And then I'm just waiting for it to pop up. And then we're going to hit Add Port Forward. And we're going to select, this is select a device. I don't know which device we're looking at here. Um, that's my Windows PC. I'm just going to delete these ones. Yeah, so these ones, I don't know what these ones are for. Let me just delete these port forwards real quick. It's kind of weird on Xfinity. They want you to select a device connected to the internet. So I don't know which one is my desktop. That's that one. I'm going to guess that it's this. Um, so I'm just going to add a port range. And the range is going to be, for me, because I have one GPU, we're going to do 100 ports per GPU. I like to do one extra port, by the way. So, for example, for me, right now, I'm going to do 40,000. 40,000 to port range to the 40,101 port range. Um, why is it not letting me? Oh, it won't let me do. Okay, so we're gonna do. Sorry, we're gonna do 40 port range 41,000 to 41,101, and it's still not letting me. Oh, 40,001. So sorry, I'm doing 41,001 to 41,102. That's going to be my port range. 100 ports per GPU. I don't know why this is so goofy, but and then we're going to add that port forward. Now we should be good. And so now I'm going to input the command. So and this needs to be edited for whatever port range you used. So I'm going to go back to our text file. And let me bring the text file back up so you guys can see it. And I think I said 41,101. 1,101 to, or sorry, it was 40,000, 41,001 to 41,102. So it'll look like this. Let me add it real quick. Oh, let me just, here we go. So it'll look like this. And then we're going to copy and paste this command for me inside of this machine. Um, did that work? It might have been that little slash up there. Let me try it one more time just to make sure. And we should be all good at this point. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, so now we should see our machine on Vast, and we're not seeing it. So interesting. That's very interesting. Um, I am gonna. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna do. Oh yes, we need to do another reboot. So sorry about that. We're gonna do a sudo reboot. Hopefully, I selected the right device. I don't actually see the computer. I think this is my main desktop that it's showing me. So hopefully it's not, because I all I see is like my TV, my phone. So a little worried about that. Um, but yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna wait for this to reboot. Yes, this video is gonna be very long. I really want to get this in depth for everybody. And so we'll wait for that to reboot. Should reboot really fast. And let's try to open it up. Machine 1, machine is our password. And I think the machine is up. And we should be seeing it on Vast here. And we're not seeing it on Vast. Oops, let's see. So, I will be back when I figure out what the issue is. Okay, guys, we're at the end of the video. If you followed the video correctly, I put in a whole bunch of stuff. So, a couple issues we had. First issue, I installed to my hard drive. Whoopsie daisy, didn't mean to do that. The video can still be followed. Just make sure you install to your NVMe. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. I went back and redid it. And then also, guys, make sure that you follow what I said earlier in the video with the wget from the setup menu here on Vast. You will find that if once again, I'll just walk you through it really, really fast. If you come over here to setup, you scroll down, you're going to see install Vast.ai Manager software and use this wget command. And then after you use it, it's going to give you an NVML error. Make sure you do the NVML fix just like I showed in the video, and then you will run this command again. This command, because this is going to give you your actual API key. These keys don't matter. So don't do that. Don't mess that up. And then the last part was the ports. I had actually accidentally set the ports for my main computer here, so they weren't port forwarded on my other computer. I just fixed that on my internet real quick, but the actual port command was the same and it worked just fine. So there was no issue there. It was just the fact that I didn't set the ports on my other computer. Like I didn't set them on my router to that computer. I set it to my main computer. Besides that, guys, this is the end of the video. I know it's a long video. I hope that I made it as clear as possible. I'm not a professional video editor. I tried my best to kind of throw some text stuff in there and stuff like that. But please subscribe. I hope you guys made it to the end of the video, and I hope you guys can kind of skim through and kind of use what you can. And I'm going to put all the links in the description, and I really appreciate your guys' support, and I hope this helps people. And just make sure that you do these couple little things that I just forgot to do in this video, and I just did not want to completely record or re-record all this stuff. So thank you so much, guys, and have a great day.